What's stopping you from going to Minnesota? Is Rob's question.
I'm not advocating for anyone to go to Minnesota.
You don't want to go there right now, right?
It's cold, bro.
Civil rights matter as long as I'm comfortable. There you go.
Okay,
Straight from the crooked tooth mouth. How many times does someone allowed to blow a whistle in your ear before you're justified in pushing them back?
Okay, you can answer quick.
Sure. More than once. Less than 1 million.
Okay. Do you think she blew?
We can't Loki's wager this.
That's
I don't know the exact limit.
So Wick
but I can say, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Let me answer your question. Stop interrupting. Let me answer your question. Stop interrupting. Great.
Wait. So
let me answer the question.
How would you elaborate on that answer?
I'm going to elaborate on the answer, please, if you'd allow me, right?
So you said more than one, less than 1 million?
We saw the video. We don't have to use hypotheticals here. The amount of times that she may or may not have blown that whistle did not justify in any way, shape, or form that agent.
Well, no, if it's more than one, it's more than 1 and less than 1 million.
Yep, it meets your standard.
Right?
So she's justified in pushing. That was your standard. More than 1 and less than 1 million. You fucking idiot. You fucking moron.
This is so stupid posturing. This is stupid posturing. Can we just address the actual, before we do the finals, can you address the actual accusations of each other? Rob, do you really think Wick is advocating for violence?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how else I can say non-violence.
Because
how many times do I have to say non-violence before you believe me?
If ICE isn't acting in a gratuitous acts of violence, should you intervene with violence to prevent them?
But you would grant that, Rob.
Yes, Rob, you would grant that. I'm asking.
Yeah, but you grant that too. You would as well.
No, the problem is
if 3 ICE agents were your wife, you'd kill them.
There we go. So now that we have the standard,
you wouldn't?
And he's suggesting.
Would you not?
And he's suggesting.
Hold on.
People,
would you not to stop them?
Would it be against the law?
Would you let them rape your wife?
Would it be against the law for me to stop them?
No.
Okay, you're advocating.
Self-defense.
You're advocating for breaking the law. It's your advocacy that we should break the law.
No, I'm advocating to do a certain set of actions that they might arrest you for.
Do you want to play
that might be illegal? I don't know.
Rob, you have to grant that. You have to grant that just because they might arrest you doesn't mean that you're doing anything criminal. Because they've arrested people for things.
He's suggesting doing things criminal. He's already suggested. He admitted it.
Well, the thing is, I think I'm actually unsure, Wick, and I'm going to be honest with on this point.
Sure.
Are you saying that you should do things where it's a gray zone legally? Because here's what I think. I think that peaceful protest is enough. There are obviously instances where we can't account for them, where you would need to intervene, and any reasonable person would, some of the examples that you're bringing up, and that Robert is even going to grant. But I think that we should be clear, and I think you are when you say no violence and no force, except in those circumstances. And to the extent that you're talking about obstruction, it sounds like most of what you're talking about is legally protected, but there's some of it is not.
What
that ambiguity concerns me a little bit.
Curious, because I don't know, right?
So I think that it's anything you're saying, or most of the things that you would say, in the traditional public fora.
What have I said that isn't? I'm just curious.
Oh, I think lying to federal officers.
Okay, well, I still think you should in most cases.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Why?
In the situation, let's say Preddy doesn't get down. If they try to then, after they push this one, would he been justified in doing more?
What were they continuing to do to the woman?
If they were going to continue to go down, try to arrest her, grab her, whatever, and she would have struggled and it would have led to an altercation?
Is he justified in doing more? In what way?
I just
stop them from trying to arrest her.
And she fights back and they're struggling?
It really depends on the context. I'd have to see what they were doing to give you a straight answer here.
Just accept the hypo. Don't fight it. And I think that you should, I think this is a good hypo, and I think this will put to bed the notion that you're advocating for dangerous advice.
You're trying to help him, Peace Goat. You're trying to help him.
How am I helping him?
He doesn't need to help me. I haven't needed help here. I'm just giving you my honest answers. I don't know why you keep doing this.
In this situation, so Rob describes a situation in which they push her down.
So they push her down. They spray her in the face with the thing. They start doing to her what was done to him. Yeah?
I'll make it as clear as possible. They pushed her and sprayed her. Let's say she stands back up and they're about to do it again.
They're about to push her again?
Yes.
Then I think that putting his body in the way like he did, that's perfectly legal and acceptable.
But you couldn't touch him. Couldn't touch law enforcement.
You shouldn't touch law enforcement.
Okay,
no.
so if Preddy touched law enforcement, you'll admit he was in the wrong.
It depends on how.
What you said you shouldn't. So if he touched them, was he in the
violently?
wrong?
I don't think you should do so violently.
But it's okay to
Yeah,
like.
so someone was describing, Rob. I think I'm trying to understand. Some of what he's describing as obstruction might in fact be criminal, but it might be the kind of like criminal slash actions which were like the kind of obstructive activities that maybe some civil rights protesters did, putting their bodies in the line. Like, for example, it's probably criminal to block the highways or some shit. But I'm guessing that's the kind of thing that you would be in favor of, Wick, in terms of civil disobedience type things, right?
A highway specifically, maybe not. But like, for example,
okay, but like maybe a certain street.
Example, like when Rosa Parks refused to move from the bus, that was illegal, right? But I think that that was a moral stance to take.
Okay,
I think that so
you're advocating for things that may in fact be criminal, but not violent, not forceful, except in those really, really edge cases. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's clear that that's not what. I think it's clear that I think it's clear that he's not just saying that. If that was the case, then he wouldn't be suggesting. You could see by the fact that he thinks it was grotesque what was done to this woman. She was merely pushed and pepper sprayed. Something it's done.
Merely pushed and pepper sprayed.
Okay, how many people were nonviolent that was pushed and pepper sprayed on January 6th?
Man,
did you talk about the brutal violence against
January 6th was years ago. We're talking what's happening now.
So you had years. So no,
that's going to trigger him. That's going to trigger him. That's going to trigger him.
You had years to talk about it. So surely you talked at great length about how law enforcement went over the line with many people. Correct?
Tell you what, you can go back and watch my videos on these things, and you can.
Why don't you just tell me if you did that or not?
Come on, Wick. I mean,
hold on.
We don't think that there was police brutality on that day.
What is specifically your question?
Were there people pushed?
He's asking,
were there people pushed that shouldn't have been pushed? Perhaps, and that was wrong of the officers.
Did you speak up about it?
Yes.
You did. Can you show me to any video where you showed that?
If you can show me where I saw an incident where I think that the cops were being too brutal, which I can you point to an incident where you think the cops were being too brutal?
You don't think there was
No, because they were fucking based. What are you talking about, Wick?
Yeah, like where can you at what point were the cops in January 6th too brutal to the protesters?
Well, for example, they started against
I don't think they were.
Against some of the objections of some of the officers. They started to deploy less than lethal munitions, and some officers said that it was unjustified at the time. And these clearly were hitting people that were nonviolent.
Okay, I don't think you should beat up a police officer or an ICE agent for just merely using tear gas in a riot or something.
Ever?
We didn't say about that. We didn't say. We said, did you object? Did you say that was violent? Would you have intervened?
Intervene only when it's moral to do so, and I don't think in the case of a violent riot,
we didn't criticize that because that's what I'm saying. Like we didn't criticize that actually because we thought it was reasonable.
Yeah, I think it was reasonable in those situations for the police.
I think it was reasonable for them to do, as ICE officers are being attacked all over this country by people that are listening to your advice, suggesting.
That's the difference of opinion.
Right.
That's where it is.
That's why I don't suggest obstructing law enforcement as they're carrying out their duties. That's the difference. I'm not telling people to break the law. I didn't tell them on January 6th. I didn't tell the people post then when many times I felt that the law was unfairly applied. Never once did I suggest it. Never once did I tell people to actively obstruct. That's what Wick's doing. Something that the coward is unwilling to do himself. Imagine being
saying
so
I'm willing to do it.
Then go.
No, his prescription wasn't go to places.
Yeah, I never said to go to places.
Wait, but Rob, you have to deal with that. That was a response. What do you mean it's bullshit?
I'm going to explain why. If you think these are literal domestic terrorists, if you think these are people that are so bad they should be treated as, and you're watching it, and it's not outlandish, it's not like it's going to cost you millions of dollars, and you could go and do what you're recommending your audience do, and film these people, and obstruct these people, don't tell me don't stand on your fucking high horse and tell me how important you are and how moral you are.
You can say it's a ridiculous standard, but he hasn't broken it. Wait, you can say it's a ridiculous standard, but he hasn't broken it. Because he has. You can say it's ridiculous.
Okay, tell your audience to break the law and then be unwilling to do it yourself.
Wait, no, I didn't advocate to break the law.
Right, he did.
And Wick is but Wick is saying that he's willing to in certain circumstances. All the caveats we've already laid out in certain circumstances.
It is absolute bullshit.
Within his home.
It is absolute moral cowardice. Absolute moral cowardice to tell your audience to put their lives in jeopardy and to go break the law while you're unwilling to take the quick trip to go do it.
He says he's willing. Oh,
then do it.
Yeah, can you give me a clip? Hey, hold on. I'll give you the W if you can find me a single clip of me telling my audience to go to Minneapolis.
It doesn't matter. You told them to.
Okay, so you can't find a single clip of me telling my audience to go to Minneapolis. So when you say that I'm telling my audience to go out there to go to Minneapolis, you're lying, correct?
No, I didn't say you told them to go to Minneapolis.
Okay, you're implying.
He's saying that if this is so important, then you should be willing to.
And it's not just Minneapolis. There's many other places that ICE go to LA, go to New York, go to Chicago, wherever else ICE is operating.
I think ISIS should be opposed, but I ain't going to Afghanistan or fucking things
That's
like
right.
that
This
either.
is such an important issue that you need to tell your audience to break
the law. I think the cartel should be opposed.
Isn't this your whole fucking stick out? You're like
driving down to Mexico, am I? You think
this whole chick, like if you support America giving aid,
the border should be secured, but I don't see you going to the border.
Suggesting that people engage in lawful defense of the country is different than suggesting people break the law and actively put themselves in physical damage and then being unwilling to go do that yourself.
You're understating your broader point because wait.
No, I refuse to accept your blindful ignorance. Now the truth is,
you don't get a choice. You're accepting it. You accept it whether you like it or not.
I disagree. I'm not accepting it. You're the coward that's telling people to go break their law and put their lives in danger while you're not doing it yourself. And you're like, oh, if it ever comes towards me, I'll do it. Bullshit. Then go. You're a coward. Imagine you would be the person you think this is the civil rights movement of the day. And imagine being like, yeah, I'd stick up, but it's an hour away, so I'm too busy. But hey, you guys should all do it. You guys should do it. I'm too busy.
Wait, Rob. I think you're hiding your power level a little bit here, Rob, because I've heard you make this point about Ukraine funding, where you're like, if you want America to donate or to give money to Ukraine, you should be going to Ukraine to fight. And so, like, when you just say, well, no, this is just for like illegal stuff, I don't think that that's right. This is a kind of argument you deploy a lot about hypocrisy when it's not entailed. And I don't think that Whick has said, I want you to go out of your way to go to places that are in fact, but just basically saying if in the course of your day to day, where it's not like unreasonably inconvenient, you see it. And now you might say that's ridiculous, that anyone who has that standard should also be willing to travel across the country. You might say that's ridiculous, but I don't think it's hypocrisy.
I don't give a shit what you think. I think that it is clear rank hypocrisy to suggest that people break the law.
Unless you're willing to go to the border tomorrow,
I don't
think that you care about border enforcement. Unless you're willing to go to the border and start patrolling, put on your little plate carrier and start patrolling, I think you're a hypocrite.
It's a completely different situation. Telling someone to break the law and personally put their life on the line is different than saying that lawful policies that we have should be enacted, that our border could be protected by people using a legal means to do it. You are suggesting people, if people follow your lies, the predictable outcome would be one, they get arrested, as you admitted, and secondly, that they would find themselves likely to be in violent altercations with ICE. It is not a burden that's impossible for you to meet, to travel a few hours to get to one of these places and actually do this. The civil rights movement at our time. You think these people are domestic terrorism.
For you to go to the border.
I'm not advocating that we should.
Are you advocating for border control?
I didn't advocate that people break
the
law to secure the border.
Are you advocating for border control?
I'm not advocating that people break the law to secure the border.
Are you advocating for border control?
I'm not advocating that people break the law.
Wait, Rob. That's a distinction. That's a distinction. Why is it a distinction with a difference? Like, who cares if it's? Isn't it the whole thing? Like, your conviction is X. You think it's really important. Therefore, you should be willing to do it.
No.
So why is that illegality? I know that's a difference. Why is that a difference with a distinction?
It is a different calculus when you were telling people to break the law, right? Saying that you want certain laws enforced, right? And therefore, if you want them enforced, then you must yourself go volunteer to enforce those laws is different than saying you want certain laws broken and you want people to put their lives on the line to break these laws.
Yeah, it's different, but why does that matter for the hypocrisy point? I agree it's different.
Because the level of it is so staunchly different. I'm sorry, you got a dick in your mouth there, Whick?
Just stuttering.
You got a dick in your mouth there, Whick? What was that?
Whoa. What would be wrong with that?
What, having a dick in his mouth? I don't know.
Now, you see, Whick is racist, you're homophobic.
Yes.
We're a little racist. It's okay.
So the point
I gotta go to bed.
That, like, the disingenuous nature. You're right. You can do threshold things with anything, right? What I'm saying is the threshold's clearly different when you're suggesting people break the law and end up in violent confrontations with ICE. And you're unwilling to do so yourself. It is clear that he is a coward and that he doesn't think this issue is that important or he would be there. What's preventing you from going, Whick?
Okay, is he done with his closing statement? Can I make mine?
That wasn't my closing statement.
So wait. So I think what Wick would respond to that, and we can tell me if you agree, is that that's not part of your prescription, and you don't think that it's like something you want to do to go to travel Minnesota.
Say that. I'm sorry. One more time.
What's stopping you from going to Minnesota? Is Rob's question.
I'm not advocating for anyone to go to Minnesota.
You don't want to go there right now, right?
It's cold, bro.
Civil rights matter as long as I'm comfortable. There you go.
Okay,
straight from the crooked tooth.
I think the local community is important, and that you shouldn't abandon your local community to go off on some adventure.
The old snaggletooth tough guy. Oh, it said treat them like. Unless it's cold out.
All I'm saying is I'm not seeing your fat ass at the border. That's all.
I'm not advocating people break the law.
You're advocating for border control.
Border's pretty.
But you're not willing to do it yourself.
I'm not advocating people.
There was plenty of people who did. A lot of civilians went to the border to participate in border watches. I saw it on the news all the time. They went to the Canadian border too to do this, where we saw people all the time.
I didn't tell them.
Helping border patrol and ICE agents find those.
I never told them to do it.
You advocated for that strongly.
Show me.
And you haven't done shit.
Show me once where I
You haven't done shit.
Show me
you haven't been to the border.
Show me once
you
where I
have. Show
me once.
Why aren't you?
Show once where Wick said. Show once where Wick said go to Minneapolis.
Wick. The difference is he told people to go out and confront ICE, and he's unwilling to do it.
Rob. Loser Rob. Always going out with his lines and filibusters.
I know. I'm dealing with two insurrectionist supporters, so I understand the need to.
Me? What the fuck did I do? I've been moderating. I feel like I've been
nonetheless
pretty fair.
So the point I'll make is I never called for individuals to go out and secure the border. Wick has called for individuals to go out and break the law. Wow, strangely silent now.
You having a heart?